What's up guys, my name's Wes, and today I'm going to be talking about my new to me 2021 Ram. I've only had this truck for about a month. With the way I need to haul, I've got a lot of weight hanging on the back here. This quad weighs pretty close to 1,000 pounds in its current configuration. A trailer with the weight in it, there's a four-wheeler in it right now, and some other gear. Pretty heavy going on the truck here. Front of the trailer's kind of nosediving, as you can maybe see on camera. I don't know, it's probably hard to tell. But we've got a pretty easy and simple solution for this. I have 70% increased springs for this thing that I'm going to be installing, and it should take care of this pretty nicely. I'm going to guess that the ride quality is probably going to suffer now, and it's probably going to ride like a 3/4 or maybe even a 1 ton. These springs are pretty stiff, but it should solve this problem. So I'm going to get the trailer unhooked here. First, we'll take a measurement so you guys can see what this looks like here. I'm trying to get to the top of the tire. We're about 3 3/4. Okay, parking brake's on. All right, let's take another measurement with just the quad in the back for reference. Let's see here. I'm just eyeballing that as close as I can get it. So, yeah, about 4 3/4. So what I have here is a set of 70% variable rate springs. I purchased these online from General Spring and out of Kansas somewhere else. For you that don't know, Rams come with coil springs in the back, at least on the 1500s, instead of leaf springs. Personally, I believe the springs give a much better ride. This truck and my last Ram that I had are the best riding trucks I've ever been in. You know, it all comes down to personal preference and whatnot, but me personally, I really like how these trucks ride. Unfortunately, these springs are going to change that, so I'm actually going to keep the stock springs just in case I ever want to swap them back in for a long road trip or something like that where I wouldn't be carrying any weight. Just that way if I want a more comfortable ride, because like I said, it's actually really easy. It only takes about 20 minutes to change these springs. At least it was in my last truck, so we'll see how it goes. Should be pretty easy. One other thing I wanted to do here was get a measurement of the distance between the top of the tire. So right there, eyeball in the fender, 7 1/4. So I want to see what the ride height changes. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get my hitch off here, because I am going to probably jack up on the hitch here, and I just don't want those bolt heads in the way. What I'm going to need to do is, after I get the shocks unbolted, I'm going to need to jack the back end of the truck and take all the play out of the suspension so I can get in there and grab the springs out. They're not bolted in or anything. You just pick up the suspension, and there's a little keeper on the bottom that holds them in place. You just pick it up out of the keeper and boom, slap in your new ones, pull the shocks back up, and you're on your way. So the next thing I'm going to do here is get the sway loose. I forgot to mention that earlier. Need to run. Put that back on there so I don't lose it. So I don't know how well you can see it or not, but there's not much to hold these springs in. It's like a guide or a keeper, whatever you want to call it, down here on the top of the axle. Up on top, there's like a rubber pad that sits on top of the spring, and I'm just going to take these and swap and put them on the other one. But first things first, I need to bolt the lower shock mounts on each side right here. See how much pressure is going to be in that shock. Screwdriver. Nope. Come right out. Just going to leave that sit right there. hair too long. starting to pick up the truck now. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but I'm going to take it. Shouldn't be too much pressure on them though. Here we go. There's that rubber isolator that goes on top. So here's our new spring. Completely $230. They just sitting here too. I ordered them on last Monday. I got them last Wednesday, so it only took basically 2 days to get here. That's pretty darn good. So they were from General Spring and Kansas somewhere. Let's get this in. Pocket right there. That's where the end of the spring is going to sit. Little holes right there. I don't know if you can see that. Where those little nipples sit up inside. The fun's get me prying this thing back up in there. Come on. Using caution. Put myself here. There we go. Come on. Piece of cake. Those nipples are sitting right where they need to be. I'll double check them as I'm loading it down. That really wasn't that bad. It was easier putting a new one in than it was getting the old one out. Not too bad. Look here. There we go. That was pretty easy. I really didn't have to force it. I could just kind of slid right in there. Nice. Let's do the other side. There you go. One more. Push. Now you could replace these isolators, but I looked them over just real super quick there, and they look like they're in good condition. They're not cracked or anything. There we go. Piece of cake. Man, that only honestly took a couple minutes. It's time to start lowering it back down. I'm just gonna go slow so I can check, make sure those nipples are engaged where they need to be. I don't want to crush them or something like that. That one's good there. Probably can't see it, but that one's good there. I can feel it sticking back through. Let's check this side. That one's sticking through good. That one's sticking through good. Yeah, that's probably really hard to see. That's probably pretty dark in there. Let's see what she looks like here. It's sitting a little bit higher in the back, but not as bad as what I thought it would be, honestly. My other truck, it really made the back end set up higher. Let's take a measurement real quick. It was 7 1/4. That's what I said. So eyeball that to the top of the tire, about right there, and I'm going to the top of the actual tire, not the sidewall. 9 1/4. So it looks like we gained 2 inches on the rear. Okay. Spring looks like it's sitting in there nice and good. Heck yeah. Awesome. Might have to get my pry bar just to help me. Shouldn't require much force. Piece of cake. It's getting a little dark out, so I don't know how well you guys can see. And this is the most drop pitch that I have. I don't know if it's going to be enough or not. Fly. Alright, I ran out of daylight last night, so let's get a measurement on fender well here with just the four-wheeler in. That ball onto the top of the tire again. It's like we're just a touch over 7.5 inches. Yeah, about 7 5/8 or so, something like that. Not really much different than how she was squatting with no load in it with the other spring. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the trailer here and then get a final measurement with the trailer and the quad in. All right, got the trailer hooked up. Again, if you didn't catch it earlier, this is loaded. There is a quad in the trailer right now, so quite a bit of weight. But honestly, it looks like it's sitting about level overall. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but it's sitting real nicely. You have to excuse the background noise. You got a truck over here that's idling and helicopters flying over. Go ahead and get a measurement on fender well here now. So I'm just trying to eyeball it. Same every time. Right there. So about 7 1/8. So there again, it's about the same with the trailer, about a 1/2 inch of squat, even with the four-wheeler on the back. Well, awesome. All right, guys, I think that's about wraps this project up. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down below. I'm happy to answer. It will have a rougher ride. I did do a little bit of a test ride with it last night. Even the quad in the back, I could definitely tell the stiffness of the springs in the back, but that was to be expected. I mean, you're going to have some trade-offs. Either you want soft springs and a comfy ride, or stiffer springs and be able to handle more heavy weight in the back. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.